I never believed in magic until I inherited a strange hourglass from my eccentric grandfather. On my 25th birthday, a courier delivered a small package with a letter. With trembling hands, I unfolded the yellowed envelope.
Dear Alex, if you're reading this letter, it means I'm no longer alive. I leave you my most valuable treasure, the sands of time. They possess incredible power, but with great power comes great responsibility. You are now the new keeper. Be careful and wise in your decisions. Your grandfather, William.
I looked at the hourglass in bewilderment. It looked ancient, intricate wood carvings, ornate patterns on the glass. But the longer I looked, the more it seemed that the sand inside was moving. Wrong. Suddenly, the room spun, and I felt myself falling somewhere. When the dizziness passed, I found myself in the middle of a noisy medieval square. People in old-fashioned clothes bustled about, paying no attention to me. What the hell, I muttered, looking around. I was still clutching the hourglass in my hands. Suddenly, I noticed that the sand in the upper bulb was almost gone. As soon as the last grain fell, I was spun around again and returned to my apartment. Thus began my incredible adventure. I quickly realized that the hourglass allowed time travel, but only for short periods until the sand ran out. At first, I used it for fun. I visited ancient Rome, saw the construction of the pyramids, attended the premiere of Romeo and Juliet. But soon I realized the true responsibility of the keeper. Once, finding myself in London in 1666, I accidentally prevented the Great Fire. Returning to my time, I discovered that the world had changed dramatically, and not for the better. I had to go back in time again and correct my mistake, allowing history to take its course. I began to study the mechanism of the hourglass more deeply and discovered that I could not only travel in time but also interact with it. Gradually, I learned to repair small historical glitches, restoring the disrupted course of events. But this power had a dark side. People who wanted to get the hourglass for their selfish purposes began to hunt me. I was constantly on the run, moving between epochs, trying to preserve the artifact and protect the fabric of time. One day I encountered another keeper, a young woman named Lara. She told me that there was a whole secret society of keepers guarding the timelines. From her, I learned about the Rift, a catastrophic event in the future that threatens to destroy time itself. Together we began preparing to prevent the Rift. This meant endless time jumps, gathering information, finding allies in different epochs. We visited incredible places: Lost Atlantis, space stations of the future, parallel realities. But the closer we got to solving the Rift mystery, the more dangerous our enemies became. The mysterious order of entropy, seeking to accelerate the end of times, pursued us through the centuries. We lost friends, more than once were on the verge of death. At some point, I began to doubt, is it worth it? Maybe it's easier to return to my time, forget about all this. But then, I remembered the faces of people from different epochs, their hopes and dreams. I realized I couldn't let them down. The final battle for time took place outside of time in the inner world, a mysterious place where all time streams converge. Lara and I, united with other keepers, fought against the forces of the Order of Entropy. It was an epic battle where space and time themselves were weapons. At the critical moment, I realized that the only way to prevent the Rift was to sacrifice the hourglass and its power. This meant losing all my abilities, possibly even getting stuck in another time forever. But there was no other way out. When the dust of battle settled, we had won. The Rift was prevented, time saved. But the price was high. Many keepers died, and I lost my hourglass and ability to time travel. Now, a year after those events, I live an ordinary life. Sometimes it seems to me that it was all just a strange dream. But then I notice small details, a history book where facts slightly differ from my memories, or a person on the street whose face seems familiar from another era, and I realize it was real. I'm no longer a keeper, but knowledge of the secrets of time has changed me forever. Now I value every moment, understanding how fragile our world is and how easily the course of history can change.